Hello and welcome to the InteliMap Quick Start Guide. This guide is meant to teach you how to get started using InteliMap as quickly as possible. To get started, you'll first have to open up your Unity project. Here I have opened up the default 2D project. Firstly, if you haven't purchased InteliMap yet, you will need to in order to follow along with this guide, so I'd appreciate you checking us out on the Asset Store. If you've already purchased InteliMap, follow the instructions from the Asset Store in order to download and import it. One thing to note when importing is that this example folder is optional. It includes the 6 example scenes that come with InteliMap. In this example, I am not going to include them, but they are very useful for familiarizing yourself with InteliMap. They also include tile maps and tile palettes for each of the 6 examples. InteliMap uses Unity's tile maps. This is so that it can easily integrate with any 2D tile maps you've already created. So if you already have a tile map or tile palette set up, you can skip ahead in the video. If you don't already have a tile map set up, the first thing you'll want to do is to import the image you want to use as your tile set. To do this, I will first create a folder called tilemaps for organizational purposes. Then I will drag my tile set from my file system onto the folder. Make sure to set the texture type of this file to sprite, sprite mode to multiple, and pixels per unit to whatever the pixel per tile of your tile set is. Because this is a 16 by 16 tile map, I will set it to 16. Because this is also a pixel art tile set, I will set the filter mode to point and the compression to high quality. This is just to improve the visual quality of the image. Now hit apply. Now you'll need to open up that tile set in the Sprite Editor. To do this, click on Sprite Editor. The goal is to slice it into its individual cells. To do this, click Slice. Set type as grid by cell size. Since this is a 16 by 16 tile set, I will set the pixel size to 16 by 16. Then hit Slice and apply. Now you'll want to delete any tiles you don't want. To do this, simply click on the tile and press delete. And do this for every tile you don't want. Once that is all done, hit apply and exit. Now you'll need to create a tile palette so that you can draw your example map. To create a tile palette, click Window, 2D, Tile Palette. Now in the Tile Palette menu, you'll want to click Create New Palette. Name the palette whatever you would like. I will name this Quick Start Palette. And then hit Create. Set the folder to your Tile Maps folder. And you'll see it created a new Tile Palette object. Now to populate this tile palette, drag your tile set onto the Tile Palette menu. Select the same folder. And you'll see it has now populated the tile palette and created all the different tile objects in the Tile Maps folder. Now that the tile palette is finished, you'll need to make a tile map to paint on. To do this, right-click on the hierarchy, then select 2D Object, Tile Map, Rectangular. As you can see, it added a new tile map to the scene. Now you'll want to draw a small example tile map that InteliMap will learn from and generate similar maps for. Typically, the more map you draw, the better results. Enjoy the short time lapse while I draw an example. Now in order to start generating, you'll first need to build a generator. To build a generator, add the InteliMap Builder component to any object in the scene. The InteliMap Builder uses a list of build maps that it will use to learn from and build a generator. When you have an object with a builder component selected, you will see a hammer tool appear in the scene view. If you select it and drag over any tile map, it will add that area to the generator's build maps. As you can see, I've done just that, and now this builder has one build map. After you add your build maps, you may want to change some settings. You can learn more about what exactly each setting does in the advanced guide. After all that is done, you can hit the Build Generator button. This may take some time. More complex tile maps typically have longer build times. However, this example only took 17 seconds. Now the builder would have produced an InteliMap Generator component. This is what is used to generate the environments. Like with the builder, it also has an editor tool. This tool allows you to generate in any area you drag over. It also has buttons for regenerating, clearing the area, reverting to what was there before generation, and for setting the generation bounds of the generator. The generation bounds is where the generator is set to fill. It will generate if the appropriate buttons are clicked in the inspector. It will generate on scene start if generate on start is set to true. It can also be called to generate through a simple scripting API that will be explained more thoroughly in the advanced guide. That has been all for this quick start guide. If you would like to learn more, please watch the advanced guide. And if you have not yet purchased InteliMap and would like to take a look, you can find us on the Unity Asset Store. Thank you.